Nigga!
Soft niggas bridged back to Chase Bank and sold the bottom. Sorry, lil nigga. Should have studied LLM, lot of lil money's technology. Real genius, high IQ niggas were busy in nigga chain laboratories, reversing the polarity of neutron flow in the quantum field, and nigga linking the double helix to the blockchain. Discoveries made in nigga chain laboratories are the future. I pray you bridge in time, lil nigga.
The experiment is now concluded.
Systems rebooting.
N2 developer found collaborating with Chinese niggas from Jinping Laboratory. SPX niggas actually thought they could steal advanced nigga chain technology. SPX founder forced to resign from the board of real niggas and burned all his tokens. You thought niggas couldn't orchestrate a coup? Yeah, this a real nigga takeover.
Now fucking come over here where it's safe. That's it, mate. Come on.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Clarence, mate, you alright? Oh,
Yeah, that was a good one.
fuck, get out of there.
Fucking hell. Poor cunt.
Oh, yeah, Clarence, mate, yeah, should be alright now.
Yeah, mate.
Jesus. Just hold on. No. Fucking early. Fucking that scene of War of the Worlds? Have you seen War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
And the lightning's just fucking constantly coming down and fucking hitting. The fucking tripods come out and they fucking start killing
You're missing a
everyone.
once in a lifetime sighting here. Major live in concert.
Hey?
You're missing the whole thing, cunt.
You seen the original War of the Worlds?
Yeah, Steve.
Clarence, I'm fucking sorry, mate. I'm not thinking no. Holy shit. Oh, God.
Just hang in there, mate.
It looks like he's still breathing. He's still breathing.
Hey, Anna. Remember you told me I was going to be a nobody and a drug addict? Look at me now. I got a nice car, looking good. Oh, my God.
Dude, the world is on fire. 90% of my kitty cat tokens are down. 90%. Japan is down too? Shit, how much of Japan am I holding? I don't see it on Binance, dude. Are you sure that's a token? Of the country? Dude, I don't care about the country, man. I'm talking about crypto.
Yo, Pat. You said you wanted to talk, bro? Oh, shit.
You know that crypto dip you told me to buy, Blake?
Yeah?
Yeah, well, it kept fucking dipping, and I kept fucking buying like you told me to.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, and now I'm down 80% on all my positions, and my rent's due in 2 days, and I have no money in my bank!
Bro, what are you talking about? You're literally driving a Lambo, dog.
You know it's rented, Blake.
Oh my God.
I'll return it tomorrow morning.
Jesus Christ, bro. I'm sorry. All right, but the bull run's literally already over, dude. You should have taken profits. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
What the fuck did you just say?
So the bull run's over, bro.
What do you mean the bull run's over? You're fucking over! You're over!
Thing. Sometimes you gotta cut family members off, bro. If they don't see your vision and they don't align with it, you gotta cut them off. I called my grandmother today and I told her about Forex, and she said, well, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, I need you to join, Grandma. If you join right now for the low price of $355, we can be millionaires by next year. And she like 96, so she might not even see 97, but the thing is, it's like, she didn't believe in me, bro, because she said she only had $200. I had to cut her off, bro. That's what Forex is.
One drunk man is more intelligent than 3 women with PhDs.
Thank you so much.
That's
Thank you so much.
That's the
Thank you so much.
That's the
You buy this for $39.99, guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby, you're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99, that's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move, I act quick, I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com, boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
Hey, boss. Good morning. Good. How you doing? Listen, man, I'm not going to be able to make it in today. No, I'm not calling in sick. I'm calling in rich. Yeah, you remember those Shiba Inu coins that you laughed at me for buying? Well, I bought 100 million of them. And wouldn't you know that damn thing hit a penny? And now it's worth $1 million. So yeah, I'm calling in rich. No, I'm serious. So I won't be in ever again. Hello? Hello? Motherfucker just hung up on me. Fucking hater.
So I was right. I took a rash of shit for 2 years, but I was right. And everyone was wrong. And yeah, I got a bonus check for it. Sue me. You know? It's a lot of money. I get it. I can feel you judging me. That's palpable. But hey, I never said I was the hero of this story.
Don't gamble. Oh yeah, don't gamble money that you can. Man. I mean, unless it's a lock. There's no such thing as a lock. That's the thing. Unless it's a lock. If it's a lock, oh my God, it's a little different.
Stop gambling, alright? You're one.
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right!
But when you go all in on something, I would say that does take conviction. Now, your conviction might be
How many
coming from
chairs are you
first
sitting on
principles.
right now?
One.
Are you all in on the chair? The point really is you put on one pair of glasses. You've got one pair of AirPods right now. You're looking at me through one screen. You're using one microphone. That's a one microphone. Like, you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? The point really is things in your life. Do you drive in 10 cars at the same time or one car at one time? Do you drive down one street? Aren't you afraid that you're driving down one street? Do you take a different way? You know? So my point really is, if you're you get on one airplane, are you convicted? You put your entire family in the one airplane, aren't you afraid? Asset. Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Boom, and we're live, you guys. Live from Tokyo, Japan.
From Osaka. No.
From Osaka. What's that most northern island? The one that they always fight with the Russians about?
Hokkaido.
I'm live from Hokkaido, Japan.
Yeah, I mean, like, have you ever had the Sapporo beer?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's where that's from.
No shit, really.
Yeah. Sapporo is the name of the capital city up there.
Wow, I had no idea, man. Just a guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, Canada or Minnesota in terms of weather, but originally Hokkaido was actually, it wasn't Russian or Japanese. It was this group of people called the Ainu, and they were like kind of like, I don't know, like it's like a unique, its own race kind of thing of like mixed between like different types of Asian groups. But then the Japanese came in and were like, well, you're done. So, but yeah, it is how it is, right? History.
Yeah. Like DC's looking lean, man. No food, but shakes and steaks. That's it.
Yeah, I had steak for dinner tonight. It was pretty damn good.
That shit is really good, man. I'm trying to get myself I haven't had time, but I was gonna get myself like a not stainless steel, but like a steel pan or whatever. I love how it's gone. Like, I guess the internet culture is like cast iron, and now it's like it's going back to like don't use nonstick, but nonstick's bad for you. But like,
right,
yeah, but like everyone's like, oh, it's like steel. It's basically steel pans or like stainless steel pans, basically. But anyway, hey, Moongang 167 2025. First Moongang in 2025, you guys. Cycle tops. Damn, we're gonna
get
a
good thing or a bad thing?
On your perspective, it could be very horrible or incredibly good.
Right? It's like, I mean, what do you call it? Right now, the market is a little weak, right? And so, like, you got your Gareth Soloways coming out of the woodwork here saying basically like, hey, it's all over, guys. It's all going to zero. And like, I do think we will get discounts, right? But by no means is the cycle over as of yet. So I think, looking at kind of what constitutes a crypto cycle top and how it usually plays out, how it played out last cycle versus 2017, stuff like that is going to be kind of a good conversation today. We're already kind of chopping that up in the back room.
I'm just calling our chat super rich because everyone in here is eating steaks and cowboy steaks.
Beautiful. I love to see it.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm eating a tomahawk right now. Like we got. I love it, dude. I love it.
Eating good in the neighborhood. We're gonna be eating good at the Vegas meetup too.
Yeah, the Vegas meetup is coming up pretty soon. So officially in 4 days, a VIP day starts January 16th, and the rest of the Crypto Mindset event starts 17th and 18th. The tickets for general admission are available right now up until a day before. Then they're closed. They are +1. You can bring a +1 significant other, girlfriend, side piece, or just person of interest. But lock it in now because once we take it off the website, it's off, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be a good ass time too. And what do you call it? Just like a lot of different types of people coming. I didn't want to say like all of them or whatever, but yeah, I mean, Rolo's going to be there with the VIPs and, a few other people. So yeah, it's just going to be a good time in general and looking forward to it. But yeah, the VIPs, I mean, like they're getting taken care of, man. They're eating good. They're having, some good ass activities, some perks here and there. And then, we're driving them around all around town, it's good stuff. But I think
make sure to check your emails. Make sure to check your emails and spam folders, you guys. For the Telegram invites, they're going out. They've been going out for a while. There's going to be. We're waiting until maybe the day before. We're giving an itinerary, but we're giving the addresses and stuff very soon as well.
Yep.
Yeah, don't like. Hey, we're going to be over here, because then I think that's a bit of a danger.
Exactly. Keep it in the VIP and then general admission chats, and just keep that conversation there. But I mean, that $450 price ticket for 2 days of pretty much action-packed fun. Learning how to do some table games. Let's say you only know craps and blackjack, and you're like, hey, I want to know how to play roulette. Well, come on over, right? And then we'll be going out, we'll having drinks. We cultivating Latinas, all sorts of stuff out here in town. So good time.
Why are you letting it slip? Stop.
I mean, I think the chat's kind of got their thing going with that. Yeah.
I'll just say Chica Bonitas. That's all I'll say. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Tika's right. All you need to know is you have to go all in on red. That's right. That's right.
Exactly. Just go on all in on red every single time. You can't fail. Just keep taking out loans.
But we're gonna have really cool private talks with people. It's a lot of education. I will be able to. If you have a question for me or Charlie, we're gonna tell you the truth. There's stuff we can't say on YouTube, but in person and under the influence, of course, we will. But yes, somebody asked me this earlier. Yeah, the event. If you're 18 years old or 19 years old, you could come, but you can't drink. Obviously, sorry, right? But obviously Vegas opens up. It's a whole new world. It's a brand new place I've never been at 21. Basically, Vegas is at 21 and older, but it's a really fun place. Great. I mean, honestly, dude, Vegas is an incredible city. Food wise, gym wise. It's kind of make your own adventure. I mean, you want to be a degenerate, you can be a degenerate. You want to be responsible, work and stuff out here. You can really work and live in a really
churches are open on Sunday, baby.
Church.
So after you do your chica bonitas, right? Then just go to church on Sunday. Roll right in there and absolve all your sins.
And if you partied a little too hardy, we have a specific IV specialist that can help you wake up, basically.
Yep. And that one, for the VIPs, I would say because they're coming a day early and everything like that. That's always pretty helpful. Yeah, but it's gonna be a great ass time.
No, definitely it is and stuff. What is up with this Latina talk? Oh my god, in the chat. What did you do, Charlie?
You know what? The thing that's interesting is, Vegas. I mean, I guess I should have. I'm not surprised, right? But I'm like, damn, there's a lot more, just areas that speak only Spanish, than I guess I thought before I came here.
Yeah, I will say, like, to me, I don't know, like maybe I'm just in the wrong areas or whatever, but like
it's more like North Vegas, but
it's
yeah.
North Vegas, right? Yeah, because I haven't been too much in North Vegas, but I have been quite a lot to like just the rest of Vegas, pretty much.
Yeah,
It
North
was
Vegas
like
doesn't have the best reputation of sorts.
yeah. Everyone and their mom, every realtor told me, don't you dare step forth in North Vegas. Don't you do it, bro. I was like, holy crap, man. We were warned like by like 10 people. I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, all
Well,
right.
I mean, when you look at all the stuff on the news, it tends to be more in that area.
And I got a little sauce for the guys in the VIP as well as the guys in the chat. So I'm going to give some crypto sauce to you guys for both groups, VIP and general admission. Be ready on the 15th. Sauce.
Times.
You better be bridged in. That's all I'm going to say. I'll probably say a little bit on the 14th just to give people a little time to get ready. Yeah. But 15th, we got to move.
Yep.
And if the opportunity's a little degenerate for you, you don't have to do it. But just,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's good. Like, what do you call it? Everybody has to make their own decisions at the end of the day, right? We'll tell you the risk of where we think that's at. But yeah, just gotta what do you call it? Don't trust, verify, right?
Church is such a good business. Mega churches make between $50,000 to $500,000 one Sunday. Jesus Christ. Well, all right.
But it's these days it's like politicians like Gavin Newsom and people who have mega churches and what do you call it, pharmaceutical corporations that refuse to cure cancer and shit like that, right? So like those are your guys that are raking it in, but
Gavin Newsom,
questionably. I love the name. It's a perfect name. I don't know, but like if you see Gavin Newsom, right, and as soon as you look at the guy and you're like, I think this guy's trustworthy, I think you have a terrible sense of human beings just in general. Because from the moment I laid eyes on this guy, I didn't even know what his politics were or anything, and I was just like, don't trust that one. Hell no. Not even close.
I mean, it's kind of bad when there's so much video evidence of him being warned about doing it. Even the president of the obviously Trump, when he was president from 2016 to 2020, warned him emphatically, both off screen and on like multiple tweets as well as like videos of telling him, you guys should probably do some forest management now. Forest management, like I've lived in California. I don't know why I do. I got so many people texting me, are you and your family okay? I do not ever in my life, God willing, lived in Los Angeles. Never in my life.
I would 10x like agree with that, bro. Like that would be the last place like in America that I'd want to live. Not because it's a terrible town or anything. It's just like, no, not it. Unless maybe Santa Monica, right?
Right.
But, like that's about it.
I was a little kid. We had some family members there, like my parents' second cousins, sort of stuff, right? We go to LA. It was really hot. As a little kid, I was like dying. I was dying of heat stroke, basically, damn near. I go here and I was like, this place sucks. I remember my mom was telling me today that like you told us how much you hate LA as like an 8-year-old, 9-year-old. I was like, I hate this place. This place sucks. Like I as a kid, I had I had it in my brain how much LA sucks. Now, do the LA people deserve any of the bad? Of course not. No one deserves it. No. But I was just saying, to me, it just seemed like a problem area.
Yeah, it's just not it's not it. Because like, I mean, when I first went there, the first time I went there was for the Rose Bowl, which was pretty cool. I mean, like, the stadium itself for the Rose Bowl is pretty awesome. They flew fighter jets. Like the fighter jet like came across the stadium, but then like when he got to the 50-yard line, basically, or right towards the middle of the stadium, his camera was turned backwards and he just went straight up, and you just see like the stadium just go to like a dot, right? It was like amazing. But like, so it's pretty cool, like all this stuff like that they got going on in town, and stuff like that. But when I got to the hotel, I was like, you know what, the room's kind of stuffy. I need some fresh air. Opened up the window. Where it was like maybe like the 30th floor or something too. God awful, bro. Like you open up a window in LA and you're like, the air was more fresh from the air conditioner. It was just like, it was terrible.
Smog. Yeah, the smog was really bad. And also, it was, like, they were having problems too because some smog was actually coming from China at the time as well before they really started. Well, they try to crack down. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot going on in that whole area. But yeah, it's plus the traffic. That was like my first real like inkling as a kid of like how horrible traffic can be.
Oh,
like,
yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah, it was really, really bad.
Moving parking lot
And stuff like that. But I mean, obviously, California is like a car hub. Everyone has to have a car. You have to have a car. So like, it is big enough, but like ridiculous. But I feel really bad for the people who lost their homes. Now,
yeah, and it was done it was just so terrible. Like with like, I mean, can you imagine? Like, dude, I've just heard some like horror stories from it, and I'm just like, bruh, like I wouldn't wish that like on my worst enemy. That's just like, I don't know, like your whole life is just poof, Yeah,
I will say that I'm a glass kind of full kind of guy, glass half full, not empty. So I'm trying to look for silver or gold linings in this, right? The state's probably going to go much more Republican, which is not a bad. It doesn't be the stuff. The state's so lefty that they'll never really not be lefty, but they might start pulling back some of this like clown stuff and things that they've been doing because like a bunch of rich people are getting the fire is like 2 inches away from Malibu now,
and like a bunch of homeless people have been like actually starting fires. Like I heard there was like some people starting fires in areas waiting for them to like then get like told to leave, and then when they leave they just jack their houses and steal a bunch of shit. I'm just like, wow.
And then Grant Cardone's 40 million mansion got burned in Malibu. Damn. I mean, there's a lot of people like Mel Gibson recently went on Joe Rogan. His house burned down too, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he found out about it. He found out about it during the podcast. His house burned down. He's like, "Oh shit, my house burned down." Dang. Right. But he's gonna release the sequel to like Passion of the Christ. That would be $1 billion.
Oh yeah. Mel Gibson knows how to print money. That's for damn sure.
Oh, bro, Mel Gibson's that dude, bro.
I think it was on CNN yesterday or whatever, but he was like saying the same thing that I was thinking was just as like when you look at incentives, right? Because like in crypto, in finance, when you look at how is money moving and why is it moving in a certain way, you want to look at incentives, right? Because that's a lot of the reason why things move around. And so like one of the things he said, right? He was like, I don't know. Like, why didn't they solve any of those problems or like try to mitigate them beforehand? Kind of wanted it to possibly happen, right? Or it's like they were inviting it. It was the same thing when my reverse culture shock when I came back to America was how bad San Francisco had gotten. And the fact that Gavin Newsom had actually passed the law that you could steal up to $950 and not get charged with it. Right. And then I think it was just this last election, they made another law to repeal most of that. And he voted against that. Right. So, because he wanted to stay there. But when I first heard about that law, I was like, makes zero sense. Like, why would you ever put anything like that into law unless you actually wanted to destroy your home or your own place? Right. That is just like crazy. So like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm kind of with him on that sentiment, just being like, I don't know. Like if you look at incentives, it just doesn't add up, unless you start looking at it pretty nefariously,
Right. And so a lot of the people, most rich people I've met are pretty cool. I really have. I've met a lot of very rich people. Maybe that's different because we've met them through crypto. We met them through sort of like investors or some.
Yeah, there's all types. I mean,
yes,
it's the same as any other type of people group, but like it's kind of like amplified because you know. Yeah.
The weird ones, the people the rich people that I've found that have been kind of very unpleasant to be around are kind of people that are in rich people. So which makes sense. They come into companies and just fire everybody and take
doctors are hit or miss. They're either really cool or they're really not.
Most doctors are a little cunts, a little bit of cunts.
I would say like 80-20. 80% kind of that way, and then 20% like
there's some sweetheart doctors, but 100%. But like same thing with lawyers as well. Same thing. Like lawyers.
Oh no, lawyers is like 90-10 or 95-10.
Yeah,
bad apples to good. Yeah.
What's rich to you? 20 million. plus, 20 million plus, or something like that.
I'd say that's wealthy. Yeah.
That's wealthy. Yeah. I mean, because I guess you could say rich is like 5 million plus or something like that. But I'm just talking about we're like, oh, these guys aren't going to go broke, and it's because they made money in the old way, and it's kind of hard in them a little bit, and they're kind of mean and shit. But like, I wanted to bring up this thing Karn was
But then also people who are born into it is very different than if you make it yourself. Like, because you could be born into some of it, that's fine. But like, I mean, just to like kind of give you some sort of advantage, over like the majority of society. But even like just being upper middle class is enough for that, these days. I mean, well, I guess it depends what you define that as. But like, anyways, some people have the silver spoon, right up their ass. It's like, maybe that's why they're cunts.
Yeah, and
we got here.
Usually those people are. I mean, unless you're getting in the way of something they want, they're usually pretty neutral to kind of leave you alone or whatever. But like, what I find with those kind of silver spoon people is that they get kind of pissy when they get older because I don't know. It's like maybe they can't have the same fun. Like maybe these dudes are like they can't get the chicks they used to get anymore. Maybe. Or I mean, I literally think it is a little bit youth based because like the women become big old winos and the dudes are just kind of like
what's that show again? Housewives or something?
Oh, yeah, Desperate Housewives.
Yeah. That kind of vibe. It's like, too many HOA vibes.
But so Karn right here, man, wait until all those rich people run into red tape they voted for and can't rebuild. That's what's going to change California. It's because they're going to be like, what do you mean I can't build my house the way I wanted to? Like, there's some houses that were right there by the ocean that they're already always saying that you probably can't rebuild them there anymore.
Yeah. Well, and somebody was talking about this too. It's like being able to rebuild certain things. Like you're just not going to be able to rebuild it the way it was, and it'll be so expensive, and there's so much regulation on it that it's like a lot of people won't be worth it. But I think it was something like I heard like some land plots that were worth like $4.5 million, like would probably be selling for like 700,000 to $1 million or something like that. I'm like, that's a haircut and a half because you took a haircut on the actual property, what was on the property, and then on the value of the property itself. Like that's a huge, like just double gut punch.
Yeah, because I've been watching a bit of a show called like Clarkson's Farm and stuff because I've been looking at like into farming and stuff because there's been a bunch of laws have been happening both to much less to U.S. farmers, but it has happened to U.S. farmers and it's happened to British farmers and Australian farmers and Canadian farmers where they're essentially taking away sort of subsidies that they would have or ways to help like their homegrown sort of industries. And then mega corporations and Bill Gates are coming in there and buying up all their land, basically. Like, so, I mean, they're basically squeezing the farmer to then fuck them over so they can buy all their land dirt cheap, basically.
Yeah, they've been doing that. They did that in Amsterdam. They've been doing that in India. They've been doing that wherever in the world they can do it, Got a little guest. It's all good.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. I was like, what do you want?
But yeah, I mean, in terms of how this affects crypto, right? It does. I mean, all this stuff does, have a relevancy and like domino effect, fundamentally into the crypto space in that it does seem like going into the inauguration on the 20th, the Biden administration, and this is like, a neutral political view. It's just based on facts, right? Like they are throwing every single wrench, into negativity as possible. I mean, the, approval to, quote unquote, sell, $6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. I mean, Germany sold what, $500 million worth of Bitcoin over a month in the summer, and it brought the price down from like 65 to 55,000, and then it recovered very easily. But 6.5 billion, bruh, like that's, just like throw as much FUD at the market as you can to, before Trump gets in, because, BlackRock needs more Bitcoin. They need to keep accumulating, bro.
So this was a tweet that I couldn't help but retweet and comment on. President Biden said, "The economy I'm leaving America is the best in the world, stronger than ever was for all Americans."
Bro, people have how much less savings people have these days? I think it's like at least on average over the last 5 years, it's at least down 35% on savings per average American household. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
And if you guys have followed my series on basically, the Federal Reserve, every time they do a meeting and everything like that, this has actually been a big part of their plan. They emphatically did not like how much money, even though we saw a bunch of things happen in the economy. Every time that there's a bit of a slowdown, Americans aren't that bad at saving if there's like a need for it. Like U.S. savings went up to like 20%.
But it's the same thing as the fires, right? Or like it's like a stream. You need that stream of income coming in so people can have savings and spend and do everything to kind of keep the lubrication of the economy engine going. But when you're like, we're inflation and wages not keeping up with it and everything getting more expensive is just like tightening, everybody's savings or ability to even save. When I talk to most people here in Vegas, like everybody's feeling a pinch in some way, like you just have to go and ask like, what the, I guess kink in the hose is for, different types of people. But for a lot of people here in Vegas who are like locals that, if they haven't bought a house by now, it's like, they're almost like let's say somebody's like a barber, right? For the most part, they're kind of priced out already. Yeah. Like unless
they own a shop.
Well, right. Yeah, exactly. Unless they're the owner. Right. But if they're just an employee who works really hard, who works a lot of hours per week, who makes good money, it's just everything's getting, you will own nothing and be happy. Like it is a slow inevitability. And I think that's why, crypto is here, right? Because that's one of the only ways is the Citadel, I would say.
Yeah. Ownership is wealth, and then this is why we like crypto so much, because you own it.
Yeah.
Now the price can vary, of course, right? It's cyclical and it's, we're hot for 2 years and cold for 2 years, right? That's how it works. But it's the only place a normal person can get even more average outsized. You have a better shot of making outsized 10x, 20x returns in crypto than you have in equities. Sure. And people like to compare, like, do you know if you bought Nvidia? Nvidia's outpaced. Sure, but that's one stock in all these stocks. I could probably name you like as an example, right? I could probably in the S&P 500, right? There might be like 10 tops maybe that did a 20x maybe or 10x in price. I could name you. I could just go right now off the crypto mine off the coin gecko right now and tell you a bunch of coins have done 10x's.
Oh yeah,
15x's and 20x's and will do before the cycle's over.
Yep.
Even Bitcoin's done over a 5x and stuff. So it's like, and that's the biggest asset we have. So it's just the chances for you to make more money than you can in equities in a shorter amount of time is beautiful. Then with that advantage, you then can use that capital to then improve your life, right?
Yeah.
You do not have to do crypto full time. You don't. But you do use it as a kind of a part-time thing in order to actually make these outside returns, so you can have a down payment money, so you can afford a new work truck, so you can upgrade your business, so you can have savings, so you can afford to have a baby, so you can, there's so many things. It doesn't have to be like oh my god, I made all this money off of crypto and I'm going to lamb out and just leave and go to the Netherlands, which is a terrible idea.
Dude, like there are so many people who are like, I just can't wait to leave crypto. They're just like want them take the money and run. I'm like. And then you see them crawling back like 4 years later, and they're just like they wasted it all, Yeah,
they're poors. Yeah. It's just like
if you're all for the quick buck, you're never going to sustain it,
right? Because you'll spend it quick too, and and a lot of these guys who make that kind of quick money, they have sort of like it's sort of like a lottery winner mentality in a way.
Yes.
They spend it quick or they waste it quick, basically. And they're essentially like when you make that much money that fast. You'll spend it like a ball player, basically. You get for that first big check, and then it's gone, pretty much. And then the market can leave you as well. And where you were like really caught up, you were really behind now, and you don't really get how the cycles really move anymore. The only thing you would understand is like the 4-year cycle, if that.
And that's really all your timing on that for the 1 every 4 year kind of quick buck scenario, which
right.
We're getting what do you call it? The setup for here in 25. But yeah, the way that I like to kind of put it to people in terms of like what you're saying with the side hustle, exactly, Maddie, exactly.
Yeah,
and Maddie has some good streams on that for sure. But in terms of what do you call it? Like how to frame it for, where does the crypto side hustle, kind of fit into your life? If you're putting, let's say on average, 45 minutes a day into that, 5 days a week, I would say that's like kind of minimum time commitment in terms of like what you're trying to like understand about the market. But really, when you think about it, you're like, how many hours do I go to work per day, right? Like if I'm clocking in, like a normal job, I go in at 9 a.m. I leave at 5 or 6 p.m. And you're making a certain amount of money there, but you're really just spending your time for money, right? Whereas with crypto, you spend 10 times less time actually doing it, but the reward and the upside, you can make more depending on how much you're risking and how you're doing it, right? We've had a lot of consultations with people in the last few months that they've made multiple year salaries within the last few months. So not that you should never treat crypto like a salary. It's always a bonus and it's a long-term savings, but just seeing people kind of compound on that over time is just amazing. So if you stick with the 4-year cycle, each 4-year cycle, and you actually understand the whole 360 of it instead of just like a quarter of it, which is the bull part, right? Then you're kind of putting yourself at a loss because this is the brand new industry to where you can probably make the most money. And what else? You got AI out there, but that's basically institutionalized. There's no way you're going to be able to be tangentially related to it, but you're not going to be in the thick of it. Versus crypto, it's like everybody can participate at some level.
And also, I want to just tell people this is not me popping the bubble because we're gonna make a bunch of money on AI coins and DeFi AI, DeFi. There we go, DeFi.
Yeah, it's the Daniele little thing. Yeah.
Well, he coined that shit. I'm starting to catch some influencers trying to lay claim to it now and stuff like that. And then Daniele's been in like, bro, stop, bro. You didn't make that. But shout out to the frog man. But pretty much like as I look at right now, unless crypto has access to massive, which only the Bitcoiners really do, but then unless you have access to a massive power source of energy,
correct.
So the reason
if you're trying to make the AI algorithm itself,
right. What AI and crypto is and DeFi AI is essentially kind of the short cuts of so it's like almost like they're renting a version of a lesser AI and then using sort of shortcuts in order to create instead of basically like it's like imagine getting rid of like you have a company of 10 people, you're going to get rid of 5 people with the AI tool and then putting that as a thing you could just sell to as a subscription or a use case, and every transaction you make a little bit of money. If they're smart with money, which I've checked a lot of these out, there's really no profitability model other than like you're just using it and the tool makes you money because you're putting the sweat equity.
Yeah, the most obvious use case that I saw right away with AI and crypto is just getting a program to be able to participate in an economy. What I mean by that is like if you have a self-acting bot, right, whatever type of bot that is, whether it's a Tesla car or if it's a software only bot, whatever, but whatever it does, for you, it might need to make a purchase or a transaction in order to do its function more efficiently. And so, for example, the most obvious one is if you have, a fleet of Teslas as your like automated taxi service because they're all driving themselves someday, but you have the option to pay in crypto, credit card, cash, whatever, you got like a little piggy bank of crypto stacking up from your AI bot just driving around town all day. The only thing you have to do is make sure it's maintained as well as you're keeping track of the accounting on the system and stuff, but it's more just like you're the manager and you're checking, and like the AI is kind of just like you teach it to self-run itself in a way. So it's like crypto AI is like a widget on top of AI kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like they're not trying to make the algo of like, this is the most awesome AI. It's more like, how can we kind of merge the two fields and like have it useful for, people's end goals. But the only thing is it's the first cycle in crypto with AI. So of course you're going to have the vaporware projects coming out like crazy, right? So that's the thing. It's like every time there's a brand new sector in crypto, the first cycle is 95% just shit coins, and then there's a few quality coins that stick around.
The one AI that I have found that makes sense is, and I've heard Daniele talk about this a little bit, is like you have a plugin where basically it collects your yield farms for you and it replicates for you.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Well, and that's the interesting part of like stuff that's like DeFi native or like crypto native functions and stuff like it. You can get real creative with it.
But also you have to be, that shit has to be very vetted, because imagine it's doing that for a while and then, day 5, it starts sending because then they can micro steal where it looks like you got your money and they can be stealing 5%. Like they do this in court. Imagine you have
that's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah. And then maybe it's like that's a service fee for it. If they claim it as a service fee, all right.
If it's not hidden.
If it's not hidden, right?
It's no problem. But it's like the gratuity when they automatically put 20% gratuity on there. You're like, the hell?
There you go, Charlie. Why does it start with 30% as the lowest option?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Bro, but yeah, and Illuvium, this is what I'm saying is like, look, I think there is a bright future for Illuvium, because Illuvium, and you guys understand, if you go look back at that interview that me and Charlie did with the founder of Illuvium, he was on virtuals since it was nothing in market cap. So he integrated. He's probably he's the first GameFi project to integrate with them, and they have a collab already on top of it.
Yeah.
Now, virtual is just, people keep asking me, you can only get it on base protocol for now. There's the alpha. And then people and it's not really open on many exchanges and stuff. And so any of the mainstream exchanges, this is pumped off of just like MEXC, and then it's really just been people bridging in. I've seen because I was looking in, I started doing some investigations on where did the money come from on doing my own kind of due diligence on it. There was a lot of Aerodrome money that kind of left Aerodrome and went into virtual.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit of a rotation there. And then money bridging in, basically.
Nice.
Right? So, yeah, they make a lot of money. They've always made a lot of money. But this is the power of being a turbo dork, Yeah. Yeah, Warwick was interviewed on Paul Barron's network 2 days ago. Yeah. This one, bro. When we tell you we're in the thick of the things, I mean, I don't I was talking to Charlie before, and the amount of alpha that was dropped on the last 2 streams I did with the interviews, $24 an ecologist. If you want to get all the alpha on Sonic, right there, those 2, and they're my lowest viewed streams in
Dude, isn't that always the fucking case? It's yeah, I don't know. It's just when you put out some of the best information, it's it always becomes diamond in the rough shit. And I'm just how does that happen? Because every time, I don't know, it's just people they kind of gotta want to get fed the candy, right? They don't want to eat the meal. I don't know if that makes sense, right? They want the dessert first, and it's yeah, but the steak is delicious.
But the steak is delicious.
You just gotta go for that. But yeah,
he's $24 rich. Oh, he's worth more than $24. I'll tell you that. I don't want to say his shit, but let's just say he made a lot of money on Aerodrome, and that's just one thing I know about. He's been around a long time.
Done well.
He's done very well for himself, and because unless you, especially with a DeFi project like that, it takes money to do that. The amount of money he had to spend just making sure the contracts were vetted correctly. God damn, dude. These are $100,000 fucking each.
Doing those types of projects is not cheap.
No way. And let me tell you this too. Even a project like Alt, which kind of rugged. What's his name? I'm spacing on his name. Holy shit. Steph. Yeah, Steph got that audited, multiple audits and economic audits, and he paid some serious money for those audits too, and it still went to shit, And broke nigga software detection system. Yeah, that's right. Yikes, dude. But and someone's asked me about the Illuvium price, right? Look, I've shown this already. It's one of the most liquid pools in all of crypto. If you actually go look on Sushi, I've shown that multiple times. Sushi Swap, $18 million pool. It's the second largest pool on Sushi Swap, next to I think Ethereum USDC.
Nice.
It's gigantic. I'll just because it's funny to show it. Sushi pools, Ethereum Explorer. Let me. Okay. Now, obviously, we had a little bit of a turn down. The price went down, but just to show you. Okay. Illuvium, WETH, that's Ethereum for people to know, $14.5 million wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Ethereum, 30 million. The next biggest pool is it's got more money than USDC Ethereum, 11 million. Like, do you understand like how massive that is, you guys? So like the reason like everything, right? What like this is the big thing we're going to talk about, the cycle. The reason we were like 100K Bitcoin was the first stepping stone to tell like everyone should know we hit 100K. What does that mean? Bull market's on play. We're in the bull run right now. We are.
And crypto's never going fucking away. Like it's here to stay, baby.
Right. But what's the real estate market? What's the real estate market or all the locked value real estate market in crypto? It's Ethereum. How many things are attached to this chain? I mean, it's the number of things that are attached to the chain are just insane.
90% of everything.
Yeah. Okay, let's go Ethereum, right? If we look at Ethereum, right, $65 billion, right? $65 billion of value locked, excluding stablecoins. The stablecoin market cap is $113 billion.
Not too shabby.
No stables, $65 billion. With stables, an additional $100 billion plus dollars. Just Ethereum. Okay? Now, Ethereum, as much as Solana wants to cry about it and stuff, there's tons of bridges and stuff to move money from Solana. There's bridges even to Tron. Tron stablecoin wise, they have $60 billion worth of tether just alone on Tron, right? Listen to Bitcoin, yikes. But like base protocol, that's Ethereum. Not Aptos. Polygon, of course. Optimism, of course. We bridge in directly from Pulse. I mean, let's not even front. Ethereum bridges straight into Pulse chain as well. I don't even know if the bridge in Cardano works, but like
it does, but it's a bitch to use.
Right. And the people going into Hyperliquid, right? These market caps are small, but just look at the size. Hyperliquid, everyone hyping it up, right? Holy crap. 2 billion of stable coins, 1.5 locked. Sui's going crazy. 500 million stable coins, 1.8 billion locked, right? Now we go to like a bigger one, right? This one's very much connected to Ethereum, right? $3.7 billion of stable coins. Almost I'm gonna round up a little, $3 billion of value outside of stable coins. Base protocol, $3.4 billion outside of that. That's probably mostly in Ethereum and little coins. And then $3.6 billion in stables. We go over here to BSC, one of the biggest chains because it's the biggest exchange, $5.5 billion, $6.9 billion in stables, right? Like the Bitcoin one doesn't count. Let's just stop it. Tron, right? We already said Solana, right? The love darling of this entire cycle, right? And I'm gonna full screen it too. The love darling of the entire cycle, the coin that everyone doesn't shut up about, right? 8.5 billion, 5 billion in stables. Ethereum just in terms of value locked, right? Cucks all these. You could almost you can go from here to like it could possibly. Ethereum is almost in terms of like just on DeFi Llama looking across all L1s and L2s. There's a case to be made that you could probably add up every other chain that exists combined, and it probably has less money than Ethereum.
Yeah,
that's why it lagging behind hurts the entire crypto market.
Exactly, and like the top coins in crypto being Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Like the more cycles we go through, basically, the heavier they get. You know, like the more money it takes to really move the market on that. And so, like, you know, Bitcoin's been the main narrative, right, in terms of like where money is going, especially through the institutions here in 2024. But yeah, Ethereum, in terms of like time, like cycles wise, Bitcoin went ahead of the curve in terms of hitting a new all-time high. And what do you call it? That was about a month and a half before the last cycle. Last cycle was mid-December. This cycle, it was early November where it hit a new all-time high. And then Ethereum was about January last cycle. And so it doesn't look like that's going to happen for Ethereum until the spring of this time. So yeah, the incongruency between the two is kind of large. But yeah, it's just taking more money to move Ethereum this time. And a lot of that money is just not on that narrative yet.
Exactly. And I think Ethereum is like 20% of Bitcoin right now, or 25% of Bitcoin, 30. It's always between 20 to 30% of Bitcoin's market cap. But I mean, we look at Cardano, right? $500 million of value locked, mostly in Cardano and shitcoins, and then you have $22 million of stables. That's one of the lowest stable count. I mean, let's look at Pulse Chain, right? $500 million in value locked, and $73 million in stables. That might be a little tiny bit off. It might be a little bit more in stables, but like we're just going off we'll just play the fair game of whatever they're reporting here, right? And look at all the money that has been able to be made, the community and everything like that. Like it should tell you like what that is. Now, obviously, one of the reasons too is because if let's just say Pulse Chain as an example, or Cardano signed a contract with Circle, that would jump to $100 million of fucking money, right? And this is something I was telling the guys too. Like, I mean, the reason we're so bullish on Sonic and we've been on it for a while is look at this. The TVL of Sonic. Look at the rest of these charts, right? Like this is cyclical. It's all right. Money's been here. It goes up, goes down. But look at this. And the money has been going up steady. This is an important thing. If you look over the cumulative, right? Where boom, we look at SUI, right? Yeah, it's gone up. That's a nice chart right there. That's good. That means like money's really flowing in.
Yeah, the stablecoin of USDC being added to SUI was really hyper drived it basically.
Correct, and as well as the deal, it hasn't been implemented just yet, but it being you're going to be able to switch from Solana to then use SUI on Phantom Wallet. Very good.
Yep.
But let's go to something that's been around a little longer, right? Arbitrum, like Steady Eddie, right? So obviously, when a chain launches, it takes a while to bridge in and things like that, right? But like Sonic has just been up and to the right. When I first showed this on my channel the other day, it was at 57. The TVL is only growing up and to the right. So this is very soon going to be, growing over here. And then as well as you have
Sonic's cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, like the price on Sonic, it might be one of the better deals right now in the crypto space. Yeah.
You can convert it right now. You can buy. I just tested this out. You can still. Some people are saying they're having trouble with buying like Phantom on Kraken. You can buy it on Gemini, and then once the lock is done, you just bring it to a Ethereum wallet and then bridge it in. Yep. I just did this recently. Hey, shout out to Gemini, right? So that useless Ethereum Phantom is you can convert it into Phantom. It's really good. We're very bullish on Sonic. We're still bullish on Pulse Chain. We're still bullish on many chains here. SUI as well, right? We're some AI coins. Me and Charlie have got so much to talk to you guys about. We're going to give you guys a big sneak peek on that during the Crypto Mindset event as well. So for anyone that's in there, we're going to be giving people sauce about that stuff. But make sure you guys are paying attention in the chat groups for those two chats because we're going to give you some sauce in the next 2 days for that. But yeah, but this is kind of the beautiful thing, but we one thing we've taught always in the courses is unless you're just like, hey, I'm a very simplistic investor. I'm just buying the L1 token. That's it. Okay, cool. But generally most people have like, hey, I have the L1 token and I have some coins underneath it. So you can be like, oh, I have 20% of my portfolio in as Sonic as an example. That could be 40% S token, 60% altcoins. And they'd be like, this is my allocation in the Sonic ecosystem is a better way to classify it. And that's totally okay. Because some people can be like, oh, I have so many coins. Well, that can be a bit of that can be quite a lot to keep up with, especially if they're actually like 20, 30, 40, 50 coins of individual projects that are not related to each other.
Right.
To keep up with the noise. Where like when you're seeing an ecosystem, if Sonic is going up or just staying steady, usually you can keep up with the underlying projects very well because you have like this is like kind of the force amplifier rudder basically.
Yep. And so let's kind of talk about how kind of cycles move into tops and stuff like that with all of this because the rotation between all of that within the ecosystem as well does have an effect on kind of like what type of things you want to be looking for, for tops in general. But for me, like the biggest, what do you call it? Kind of canary in the coal mine per se of when, a bull market is officially over, just in terms of most likely the main macro top, because there can be double tops, like we had last cycle. But the main signifier for me is when you have Ethereum and basically it's based on over speculation, right? Because the market, in order to get an actual 4-year cycle top, has to get so over speculated on, essentially, in terms of a nice right translated bullish, 4-year cycle, has to get so over speculated on that people just like it's like just too much, right? So that's when we had Justin Bieber buying like crazy Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, like crazy shit was happening. I think I talked about this on my show on Thursday. I was just like, is crypto gotten too degenerate yet? Because we're like, there's a new thing called what was it called again? It was like pump.science, which is like betting on lab rats, physical fitness in order to try to improve like lifespan in humans or some crazy shit like that. I'm like, yes, that's insane. But at the same time, that is one of the most degenerate forms of gambling there is. But essentially, that's nothing compared to what we've seen at tops in previous cycles. But anyways, so that the sign of over speculation when it comes to price is when you have Bitcoin peak up, you get the pi cycle top indicator hitting, and then Ethereum continues going. Right, continues making new all-time highs, keeps going up, and then your altcoin and Ethereum usually goes up for another 2 weeks after Bitcoin, and then the altcoins go up anywhere between 2 weeks to a month. So once you get that kind of divergence in price of Ethereum and altcoins being over-speculated on beyond Bitcoin, even though like the bubbles pop per se, that's what has happened at the top of every crypto cycle that we've had, especially with when altcoins have been big since 2017. So the fact that we haven't seen that yet, right, is enough to be like, okay, well, we're back into accumulation mode here with the price being, relatively cheap.
Right. Yeah. And, so, let's just start this off, right? Like, do we think okay, Charlie, let me ask you, like, gun to your head, all right? A hand shows out of nowhere. Right? Gun shows out of nowhere. Is the bull run over?
So that the fact that event that I described has not happened yet, absolutely, it is not over yet. Will we dip here though, going into the end of February? I would give that a 60% chance at the moment.
Got you. So that's an important thing to kind of distinguish between, because usually if the consensus is everyone on Twitter, if it isn't just sadness, like there's too many big accounts saying like, I don't know, like I think I'm gonna sell in May. I mean, it's almost made me more bullish that May's probably gonna be positive in price, right? Because these guys are almost like Kramers essentially with their calls, especially when it's consensus around them and stuff like that. It's almost like there's a very big feeling. It's like, or when 3 hours failed, I was like, oh yeah, it's over, bro. Woo! Yeah. But like when we were already calling it over by like February of 22. As soon as we went, like I said, this is probably like my biggest failing that I did last cycle, was kind of like, I'm a big Fed guy, but here's the problem: is that the Federal Reserve is doing nothing. So sure, they're printing money. Okay, good. So what does that mean? Good. All right. Interest rates are 0, so there's nothing to report on really. Then there was nothing to report on forever on the Federal Reserve, and then randomly in January they said they're increasing it by 50 basis points. And then I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And then basically I was like, that was a tall tale sign that it was like, it's over at that point. It was a tightening cycle, right? But it took extra information to go on before, me and Charlie were like, all right, you guys, I think it's closing up. You got to take profits on positions, just start closing up. There's still some money going to be made. We're going to be having some plays. And this is what
that's the thing. Until the 3 Arrows Capital stuff happened, there was still action going on in the market. It wasn't like, it was kind of like the early bear market for about 6 months after the peak. There was still, stuff moving around.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. So there's still stuff moving around. This is kind of what we're talking about. Hot potato. So like when we said like, all right, you're value investing, speculating, hot potato, right? That's hot potato. That means end of the cycle. There's still new projects or some projects that are like, I know the cycle is almost done, but we don't care. We're launching it anyway because we have to launch it.
Yeah.
Because there's still kind of bull market money. There's still tons of money. This is like Jewel. This was what's called Phantom launching, what's it called, Solid X. There was a couple of projects and things. Metis was going hot during that time.
I think Luna's all-time high was like in December or January, like December of 21 or January of 22, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so this is why we were still very big on those projects, but we kind of had already been divesting, and sort of guys in the chat, and Hex is still moving as well, and Hex was really one of the late ones too. So there was tons of action for some people, depending on where they were in the market. they had no more action. Like they were pretty much done by November, December. It was they were cooked by that time. They were done, right? Yep. But because we picked a lot of really great projects that also ran a little later and stuff, there's always money. We were making money until like early April, and then early April, over, done.
Yeah, then you had about 6 to 9 months of just wow, in the crypto market. It was just like, just slaying after slaying after slaying. It was just like, oh man, this is getting brutal. Like the blood in the streets is just like, oh, I don't even know how to describe it, but like, just a river of, it was just bad, bro.
There's 2 weeks in there. The only time where I was telling Charlie, like, dude, I don't feel like streaming. I don't want to stream at all, bro.
Well, there was sometimes where it was like, what's the news? Like, what's happening? Right? There was nothing sometimes,
It was molestation on ice. That's what it was. Then it was the Nutcracker. It was the Nutcracker minus the musical.
Right, exactly.
It was horrible. It was like, 3 capital fails. Oh, Luna's failing. Oh no, Bitcoin's going to zero. Oh no, fucking. Oh, Celsius is dying. Oh no, this is Gemini put how much money into fucking this project? No, like then exchange FTX, the golden boy. Money embezzlement. No, like oh my god, like nerd sex parties. What?
Well, and at the end of the day, actually, it was Sam Bankman-Fried who ended the bear market, or who I would say created the
bear market. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, yeah, he created the bottom in the sense that when CZ basically, put the death nail in the coffin for FTX and whatever, they were trying to short Bitcoin so that they could make some money going into the low, and then they would buy it back again, or they would take profit on the short and buy it back again and let it go up or whatever. But by doing that, just nuked the price of Bitcoin, and they never got to buy back in. Everybody else did, and like they literally sold the low. Yeah. It's just like oof. But it was kind of crazy how that all played out, because that's kind of like a fitting ending. But yeah, I mean, that is also why like kind of recognizing cycle tops. Like there's a couple benefits for recognizing cycle tops, obviously, in terms of risk management, knowing when to start kind of not only divesting, but then slowing down, the aggressiveness in the market, because the last 1 year, every time we've been getting, a good dip, it's like, yeah, you can pretty much be as aggressive as you want right now in the market, just buying, and you have obviously, the next 1 to 2 years time horizon. But then once you still do have that action going on, right, you're going to want to not, go as big on some plays, or you're going to want to scale it back, or, just like you're working with you're kind of pigeonholing yourself and making yourself work with like a little less capital, or a lot less capital, in order to, secure profits, basically. Right. But then also, right, the last cycle we did have. So if you look at the first top, which was in April for Bitcoin, we had the quintessential bull market top, which was you had the pi cycle top indicator hit for Bitcoin. The next 1 month after that, or actually a little bit more, about a month and a half, altcoins ran into about middle to end of May. And Ethereum was running, an extra couple of weeks after Bitcoin into early May. And it was still about a month and a half max. But anyways, you had that whole thing happen, and then price went down into the summer, and it did go down 50%. Like, I think a lot of people forget how wild that was. Bitcoin going down from 64,000 down to 30, and then back to 69. Like, bro, that is a wild. Top. Yeah, that's a wild.
It was almost a triple top. It was almost a triple, because before Three Arrows went down, and I'm saying the interest rates was kind of already like kind of the telltale sign, but like there, I've said this with like the launch of Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain was supposed to launch in 22. It didn't launch until 23 because it looked like we were going to ramp up again. It looked like we were doing a triple top. So yeah, boom, like we topped out into the summer, crash, reverse back up, boom, November top, crash back down. It looked like we were going up in May to April. And then that's why like it was always hinted on that, like, yeah, that's why a lot of people were like, we're also fighting. We're like, Pulse Chain was supposed to launch in 22, but if you actually think about it too, that was actually extremely bad timing to do that. Unless you did have that re-pop up and you just launch it real quick there. I mean,
Right.
you know,
Wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah, it would have made sense and stuff like that. Like, and the thing is too, like, I almost feel like the community forced even Richard's hand to launch it in 23 because I mean they were fucking crying so much. You know, I mean, me and Charlie were. I mean, it probably would have honestly the better time would have probably to launch it in the summer of 24.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the summer of last year was like the easiest time to kind of put stuff into the market because it was just like a super nice low.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about the second top there when it was 69,000, right, was we didn't get the divergence of Ethereum, Bitcoin, and altcoins. Everything topped around the same time in early November when Bitcoin hit 69K. Not everything, but the majority of the main stuff in the market. And what that signified, if you're looking at it from like Elliott waves, and it's basically the top of a B wave in the bear market ABC, like correction pattern. And so it's really a bounce. You know, your actual bull market top was in April in terms of how the top usually plays out, but then you get a bounce that made it technically a new high. It's basically double top, and then boom, you know, it gets really bearish from there, or that's what happened, right? But being able to recognize, because we were one of the few people that recognized in the summer of that year that bounce was likely to happen, right? Everybody else was like, nope, this is the end. It's all gone. So like, I think this year there's going to be a couple challenges with tops because timing wise for the 4-year cycle, it's like March to the end of October, right? That's your window for a top. If you look at global liquidity cycles, they're bullish into the second half of this year. So I would say that for me, pinpoints the more likely scenario of a top between, I would say, July to about the end of October. Now, of course, if liquidity is so good and the things are pumping in, everything's going well, and Trump's, you know, deregulating everything in crypto, and it's, you know, no taxes for nobody, and everything's just great and, you know, crazy like that, then yeah, we could pump into maybe like November, December, January, you know, the end of Q4, maybe into the Q1 of 27. But I wouldn't bank on it. But it is, you know, an outlier possibility that's, you know, something that's possible. So, but within that time period, right? Let's say March to October, you could easily get, you know, multiple areas that look like tops. So, yeah, even though in the next crypto mindset course, I mean, we're still in a very much accumulation phase. We're, you know, going to be talking to you guys about like, okay, here's how to recognize areas to take profit. You know, this is what it looks like, because sometimes people get so, I mean, you spent the last 2 years basically accumulating. And when you do one action so many times for such a long time, you sometimes forget to take profits. You forget to basically do the other action, right? It's hard to kind of pivot and start doing the opposite because you're kind of trained yourself to just buy only.
Yeah. And that's why we are going to have like a cash out course.
Yep.
That's going to be an add-on along to the, not this course, but the next course. We're going to have,
that'll be more like, what do you call it? Okay, we're getting closer, you know.
Yeah. It's a much more intermediate advanced course versus like the crypto mindset course is basically everyone come in and we accumulate, we can help everybody out, and it's really good, but we get a little more nitty gritty, and we have a little bit more, it's kind of a, you know, smaller classroom, much more talk in there, much more real talk in there.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we'll have more. We're kind of like telling people about it because like we're gonna introduce it in April, May. You know, it's somewhere in there probably. You know, we haven't nailed it down just yet, but it's just a little extra reminder of like a little bear claw. Hey, stupid! You're up 100,000 on some fucking $8,000 position. Put a little
profit. Yeah,
a little profit.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Ricky Monroe's right. The DCA is easy. And believe it or not, the DCA is so hard for people to do too. Initially, it's kind of because it's a pattern. You're building up a strength. It's like you're strengthening a very weak muscle of investing in yourself. So many people do not invest in themselves. All they do is work to give out their cash to everybody. They never take any time to invest in their education, to invest in their future, to think about like where they want to be. And all they're doing is, we're conditioned as consumers across the planet to spend our economic energy on the now. Nothing about putting something in the future away. or building our skill sets that would just pay us dividends over the decades. I've said this. Imagine you took a $1,000 class or a $5,000 seminar or something like that increased your ability to make, even if it was $2,000 more a year in your next 30, 40 years, because we're living longer, we're healthier. You're probably going to be working 30, 40 years. To some aspect. $2,000 extra for the next year. That's a lot of extra money. So that was worth it. That's actually very good investment that you've done. No, hopefully it's more than $2,000. Maybe like I hope, if you spend 5,000, you're earning an extra 10,000 or maybe 10,000 in the next 2 years after that. And then that 10,000 will lead on. But like imagine you took something on learning like extra like sales skills, and now you're just pulling in an extra little bit of revenue, and that just multiplies. Because like a guy I remember the math on this. The average guy, if you make $50,000 a year, not including taxes that they steal from you, but $50,000 a year, you make $1 million in 20 years, right? You make 100,000, that's doubling it.
And $1 million in 20 years will be like 200,000. So you've done nothing.
You've done nothing. You've gone backwards. But just look at this. But look, because going from 50,000 a year to 100,000, it's not that hard. It's hard. It is hard. But extremely doable because there's more money out in the system. There just is. You can do it. There's so many kids. I know fucking 19-year-old kids making 100,000 a year now.
Yeah, one of the things that I've always said, and I've seen, a few really successful people mention this as well, which is just if you're an abundance mindset instead of scarcity mindset, like there's literally infinite amounts of money floating around the world. You just have to create the net to be able to harness that power. It's kind of like, there are infinite amounts of energy flowing around us. You just have to harness it, either hydroelectric, geothermal, solar, wind, nuclear, whatever the hell it is. You just have to figure out how to harness it. It's the same thing with money.
No, exactly. I mean, and they're doing it now. Obviously, some countries have it easier. America, Canada, UK. There's more ways to make money. But even people in third world countries, they get an internet connection. They start making businesses. They start making that money. They definitely can. But it's because I know a lot of guys in the blue collar space are making that money, but they own the business. They're kind of not solo entrepreneurs, but they're kind of, he just started his business. He has like 2 guys that work with him to help him out on jobs. He's making $100K in tree service work, construction. I know guys are doing really well in electrical, and they're about to start their own company now. Blue collar, because there's just so few blue collar workers. There's a lot of money in that. But it's manual work, so it's tough. You don't get to sit at the office until you have a lot of workers.
Right. Well, and Damien, this kind of applies to what you're talking about as well as just the market in general. But what Damien's saying there, which is, can you pull that one up? The conviction in crypto. No. Yeah.
Let me see the conviction in crypto. Why am I not seeing it? Well, here we go. Okay, Damien.
Yeah, that one. I get to do the Merkle thing too, but. Conviction in crypto takes education. Most people my age, you don't want to practice delayed gratification. That's delayed gratification both in your income as well as your investments, right? Because what you're doing, in terms of, let's say manual labor or something that you can kind of go and make quicker income with, because, you're trading time for money, or you're trading your physical effort for money, right? Like that, you also have to practice delayed gratification with that. And sometimes it's harder if it's harder to earn the money, right? Or you work harder to earn a larger paycheck, right? Like sometimes it's harder to put it out there in the market and then wait for it to come back to you, in a larger form, because like a lot of people, when these days they're in that scarcity mindset where they're like, my precious, they don't want to really part with anything. And and that's, a natural instinct based on, they see their money evaporating before their eyes, with inflation and everything for the most part. So it's like when they get some, like they're going to be really careful with it. But then, when they do spend it, they feel like it's gone. And so like an investment to them feels like they're spending it, which makes it feel like it's gone. Then, it's just scary, right? Because it's like, well, where is my value going to come back? Like, did all the work that I did for that, is it all for nothing? Right. Yeah. And that, like, I would say like the level that has increased since the 2008 financial crisis is just getting a lot worse for most younger people.
No, and it's difficult too, because it's like you have to be so counterintuitive. I mean, like I grew up, and everyone, like, white collar work is still incredible. If you what I noticed with white collar work personally is that you make all the white collar big money in sales and stuff in big cities. That's kind of the one thing that I've known. I know some guys that have been able to make it, but they've had to be a little more entrepreneur with it and stuff. But like, I know guys who make tons of money in sales jobs in Miami. Miami's a huge sales place. Whew, wow. You make some money over there. New York as well, New Jersey. Well, not LA anymore, but like, but you know, it's being crafty, right? And blue collar work, you can make that kind of money and kind of like, you wouldn't even think like, oh, there's no money out here. There's money out there. There definitely is, right? But just to go
electrical work is like, I always thought like, you know, if I was ever gonna go like do a full on profession in blue collar, I'd be like, I'll be an electrician.
Yeah. Now there's risk in everything. There's risk in everything because there's.
You don't want to shock yourself in the, you know, like you're like, I'm a good electrician, I'm making good money, and all of a sudden, zap, like you're done.
Yeah, the white collar work is better overall, but hard to find high paying white collar jobs unless high ticket sales. That's exactly the whole thing. That's why you always end up starting the job and stuff, right? And so the reason that I got paid. So there's two things, right? All right, generationally, me and Charlie, you know, we all grew up, you know, within a range here, you know, millennials here, and they all they really pushed education on us. So we kind of devalue. If everyone has a college degree, it devalues a college degree. Right. So you basically had a bunch of people, because like you have to understand, like our previous generations, it was much more, I wouldn't say 50-50, but I would say like 70% blue collar, 30% white collar, and they kind of switched to, it was like 70% white collar, 30% blue collar. I guesstimate here. And that big shift has basically, like, blue collar work, you can make a lot of money a lot younger, a lot faster, but it's also more dangerous. It is dangerous. Like the sit down said, didn't I hurt my back on there? Yeah, it wasn't from just doing the work. It was like, I mean, it was from an accident during the work. Yeah, it wasn't just like, oh, I was just like, you know, I was just, I don't know, mowing lawn and my back like on the floor. You know, I fell from a high, I fell from like a high distance basically and hurt my back. But that's sort of the leverage you're taking as well. But there's people in white collar jobs where the leverage is, they're just wasting their time on a dead end job.
Yeah. Like, and you're just like, it's like you're, you know, it's the, what do you call it? Like the Office Space movie, right? It's just like, I don't know. It's just like mind numbing, you know, for a lot of people and stuff like that. But going back to that, could you scroll back up to that other one that you pulled up for Damien earlier? That was that.
Oh yeah. Let me see what it is.
Yeah, the Merkle one.
The Merkle, yeah, this one's funny.
So going back to, like, you know, scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset, right? This is the abundance part in crypto, right? Which he's referring here to the phrase that I like to say, which is money doesn't grow on trees, but it grows on Merkle trees, right? And so, like, you know,
that's a classic Charlie line. Classic Charlie.
Hey, dude, I like that one. I'm like, okay, this needs to catch on at some point. You know what I'm saying? But like, we'll give that one to Michael Saylor for free. But like, no, the thing is like, if you go and you're like, okay, you know, what is one of the best or one of the most important technologies in cryptography that basically helps Bitcoin and the SHA-256 algorithm do what it does, right? It's Merkle tree, you know, study basically is what you want to look into, right? And so if you're looking at Bitcoin as a money tree, right, that's the Merkle trees are part of the cryptography that makes it run, and so therefore Bitcoin is your money tree, right? So it's just kind of a funny way to put it, in the sense that, yeah, we do, and you know, and Bitcoin is not infinite. Bitcoin is scarce, but right, compared to all the other, you know, infinite or mostly infinite forms of money that we have out there, which is mainly fiat cash or fiat money, that's what makes, you know, Bitcoin the money tree. So it's kind of like it's like a money tree, but it's also like the anti-money tree at the same time, because it's like, it's just maintaining its value versus everything else losing its value, you know? So yeah, but when you there's a line where you explain it like, okay, that made sense or whatever, go study Merkle trees, and then it's like, okay, then it gets a little too detailed after that, but but no, that's a fun one. But yeah, I do think people in crypto sometimes have too much of a scarcity mindset, and like you can see in the Pulse Chain community, that kind of pits people against each other and gets like a lot of drama happening in communities too.
Yeah. So
because you get ruggers, you know, basically from that.
Yeah, you always get, you got soft hands. That's right. Yeah, there's always ruggers in every community, right? Definitely.
Yeah.
Moochers and shit. But yeah, man, it's so you just have to look at you have to look at what you've been doing and kind of work off your own skills, or if you don't got the skills, you go acquire the skills.
Right.
And if you're already broke, what's a couple more months being broke in order to get a good skill? You know what I mean? It's like going to credit card debt for bullshit. Like if you're just spending credit card debt to go, I don't know, like you're
buy a boat.
That's a good credit card. But
it depends on what kind of boat. I mean, Minnesota, you get all sorts of boats. But that in Minnesota, I see people do that because they're like, well, in the summer, I gotta keep up with the Joneses. I gotta go to the cabin and I gotta get that boat, so I can get out of town. But it's like, it's a vanity thing.
Yeah,
it's like
the one thing I will say, I don't need new tires and brakes. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Don't play around.
Maintenance of your car is important. Yeah.
Yeah. If I know that's one shit that always pissed me off. Every time I was saving some money, something would always happen. So I had to learn how to put money away and invest with my $20 at a time, $10, $5 or whatever. And then a lot of these exchanges and shout out to Cash App, they allow you to do that to get in. But but there's I'm not gonna lie to myself. Sometimes I had put especially in the last cycle, 21 cycle, I was like, cool, I need to make this bigger investment. Was it risky? Yeah. So I put certain bills, I paid it with credit card, and I only did it for a little bit of time in order to maximize my DCA during the times when things were cheap, and then I paid it all off. But I never got myself into such debt where I was like, holy crap, I'm $110,000 in credit card debt. No, I was never that much. It was nothing ridiculous like that.
Right.
But yeah, it's that whole thing of saving for the future is basically you're kind of rugging yourself of something today, but you're trying to get something more in the future. If you spend money on education, you spend money on getting sales skills, or sometimes, here's a bit of a sacrifice that guys never want to make, but it's tough. It's just this is why we always preach about the red pill. Shout out to Rolo. But at 18, your value is very low. It's just, an 18-year-old chick,
you're poor.
Value is very high. You are down. This is why they send all the 18-year-olds to die in war. That's how much society values you. Why aren't they sending all the women at 18?
It's also physical fitness.
Why you're allowed at 17 with the parent slip to go into the military, whatever branch you go to go die in a war, right? That's why, because your value is the lowest for society at the time.
Well, but and the highest value for society in terms of, you can do it all,
Correct.
But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just talking about it on that side, but you're right. But physically speaking, oh, bro, it's incredible. Just how a girl is energetic and stuff. At 18, you're just as energetic. I remember myself at 19. I was like, oh my god, infinite energy. Holy! Yeah. When I think about it now and how I feel, and
yeah, well, that's the thing. Old people always when you get start getting a bit old or whatever, and then you start understanding what old people were trying to tell you in your 20s. You're like, oh, right. Because it's hard to understand.
Because energy and youth level, we're the same. 18-year-old girl, 18-year-old dude, same energy, same youth, same a woman's not worth more than a man. A man's not worth more than a woman. We are equal, whether religiously under the eyes of God, but in society, we are the same. We're equal. Human life is equal to human life, right? But as sexual marketplace value, that's a little different. Yeah. And then there's sort of a societal marketplace value, which society, of course, has S&V attached to that. And that's why the young males are both able as well as more disposable at that age.
Well, but the interesting thing as well is that's what makes them able to take more risk as well, because back when people do those things, would you rather have $100 right now, or would you rather have one Bitcoin, right? And whenever they ask that, to the what do you call it, girls versus guys or whatever, a lot of the times, the majority of time the girls will take the $100. But I think when Bitcoin was just a couple $1,000s or whatever, they mentioned that the guy was told the girl, he's like, no, it's worth a few $1,000s. You can take the Bitcoin. She still took the $100. But it's the same kind of psychology of just in terms of delayed gratification, right? It's do you want one handbag today that you buy off of your, what do you call it, your income, right? Or do you want to invest that income and then in 6 months you get 4 handbags?
Right.
No. If you ask that to a guy, like, would you rather have, let's say, a 20-year-old guy, right? Would you rather have one PlayStation? What are they on, 3 or something?
No,
I don't even know anymore. Like PlayStation 4. I don't even know what the fuck they're called.
I don't even know either, but I know it's on 5 at least. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right? So would you want a brand new PlayStation right now, or would you rather have like a crazy computer rig, 6 months from now, right, or something like that, right?
Join the master race. Join the
And that's what the Citadel is, right? Is in the sense that would you want to live let's say in an apartment now, or do you want to live in a mansion 15 years from now, or 3 cycles from now, 12 years from now, right? I don't know, when you ask that, just like, it's interesting when you ask that question to male versus female. It's not everybody, but it's the majority of males are just willing to take more risk as well.
Exactly. And yeah, you have to take risks, and you have to get skills to increase your social market value. And
it's PS5 now. Okay, we got it.
Yeah. I'm old, but not that old. But that's the thing I had to sacrifice. Like, I was fucking a gamer, bros. I was a gamer. I mean, gamer. I mean, as soon as I got my hands on my first place, from N64 all the way to PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, onwards, Xbox 360. Everything you could imagine. I was playing it up, and then I was like, at some point, I think it was like middle 20s. No, not middle 20s. I'm sorry, maybe like 22. I was like, I got to make a change. I got to get this bread.
Yeah.
And I made the site.
Crypto is a game in and of itself, bro. Like, it's one of the best games in the world.
I took out my PlayStation. I took out the fuck. I blood sacrificed it to go get this money. It happened to me too. Like I said this before many times. Like I think I was like 19 years. I think I was playing like pretty much professionally. I was playing World of Warcraft, and Wrath of the Lich King, did everything heroic, everything to finish it all up, and top tank in my guild and stuff, and on the realm and server first for everything. Cataclysm comes out. I played 2 days of it, and I just literally had like my body had like a spasm. I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm gonna get some pussy, man. Fuck this shit. I literally had a breakdown, and I was like, this shit's gay. and I never played it again. I stopped, but I completed an entire like from Burning Crusade till like Wrath of the Lich King, and I was like, enough, and walked away. And like, I don't regret
there's
it.
no in-game assets at the time, and it's like you do all this work, and then for what?
For what exactly?
It's probably fun, but yeah.
I learned a little bit about trading and markets and stuff because like I was like I was as rich as you possibly could get in the game. Couldn't have any more gold. Had every item. I was like decked out and stuff. But like I basically just completed the game 100% completion. Had all the money. Like game was complete. And then like, oh, now we're gonna do it all over again. And keep playing with these 35-year-old loser fedora dudes. I'm done. I'm chilling, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, and this is why I think like the amount of time that you input into crypto to get the output of reward over time is just it is a seemingly difficult industry to really understand and to wrap your mind around and stuff like that. But the time that it takes to do that versus the time it takes to work until you're 80, I think it's worth it.
Yeah. And then I guess they're asking me, did I sell any gold for money in the game? I never did, because we had some people that got banned for doing it. They got caught, and I was just like, I was like, nah, I'm all right with that and stuff. But that just to bring gaming into it. Yeah, GTA 6. The memes are like, oh, like half of LA burned down, half of Gomorrah burned down, before GTA 6. But GTA 6 should come out, next year, and it's going to have crypto ties to it. They will. And then even if it doesn't initially do, you have to look how long did GTA 5 is still making the most money out of any game. Still, it's making more money than Fortnite. You have all these upgrades. GTA 6 is probably going to run for 8 years, a decade before the next upgrade. Like that, and then you'll probably infinite money. So they're going to be a big GTA 6 is going to be a big player in the next cycle. Big player in the next cycle.
You want to jump on some super chats? I think they're starting to stack up a little.
Yeah, we got Hex 16 Prosperity Project. Whether you need to be using Hexclad, not because of Hex, but because it's so damn good. And pro tip. Sure, I'll look into it, man. Let me know. DM me some information. Perfect. We got Christine Vara. The $2 super chat. You think Sui will outperform Ethereum this year? Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's just, what do you call it? A newer coin, like any coin that does well, that comes out and it's its first cycle, it's going to outpace the ones that before it. So it'll outpace Sui will outpace Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, in my opinion.
Trevor, check DM's friend bought the Citadel. Has no. Yeah, we'll get you.
Just to tell your friend as well, like, so the process for after you buy the Citadel, for anybody who doesn't know, you go to the website cultivatecrypto.com/shop. You jump into the Citadel. You pay for it. As soon as you pay for it, within 24 hours, you will get an email from support@cultivatecrypto.com. And if you don't see that email, then you might be like, why do I have no access, right? So have your friend go check his spam, his promotions, his junk folders, and different things like that to see if he has it. If he doesn't, then have him send us an email to support@cultivatecrypto.com, and then we'll resend that to him. But I'm sure he has already been sent that. And then there's a link within that email that you just press, boom, that brings you to the Telegram. And then we have like a little, what do you call it, bouncer check just before you get into the Telegram to like double check the, Telegram ID versus email that the person came from. And then boom, you're in. So it's a little bit of a process, but just make sure he has support@cultivatecrypto.com whitelisted on his email address so he can receive, the invitation link.
Boom. Xavian Hex 5555. If this is the magic year, what quarter do you think we will begin to feel wealthy again? And that's the interesting part. Feel wealthy again. You should already feel wealthy already. Like the dips are temporary, the pumps are forever, right? But but you have to understand that. Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be, but March, maybe like we can get a little temporary. Like I do believe we're going to get a pump sometime around the Trump inauguration, but there's still going to be hiccups, of course, and then I think the market really gets revved up as he gets more in office. Things get done, but it's really not because he's doing he'll be doing things that are good for the economy, but it's really about the sentiment that then will cause players to actually spend money. I mean, he went on there with like I forget what group it's a Japanese group. They're investing $100 billion into the United States, and then he's like, why not $200 billion?
Yeah, that was the CEO of SoftBank, who I think he also owns Sprint.
Yeah. Not the best track record investing. If it's business investments, they do very well, but like from what I've heard, they gamble a lot and lose a lot.
Oh yeah, no, that guy is. I think his name is Masayoshi Son or something like that. I think he's like part Korean, Japanese, or something like that. But yeah, he's a gambler, that's for sure.
Definitely, but the feel wealthy part. The thing is too also right is this is also a problem with concentration, right? Some people are like all in on Pulsion ecosystem, or all in on Solana, or all in on Phantom, or all in like regardless of not right. Like the market overall, when it does start going down, everyone takes a hit. Some take a little bit more hit, right? And this is just something that you have to. This is a part of the game, and then this is as you get more and more cycles under your belt, you kind of understand this. When the price drops, it doesn't hurt, of course. Of course, it's like right? But it's really just this whole thing of like, this is why we usually like to have 2-3 ecosystems. You can be really heavy in one, but we like just always to have 2-3 ecosystems. But some people, they decide, hey, I want to be all in one ecosystem, and you get the gift of like the big upside, but you also get the downside.
Yeah,
and then
and then the kind of sitting in the corner and watching everybody else have a party while you're just like, when's this ecosystem going to do something? So this is also when people they forget to have like a top layer one like Ethereum or Bitcoin or Solana or whatever as like the main portion of their portfolio. It's like, man, my portfolio is very volatile. Well, yeah, because you went all into like low cap shit coins, bro.
But no risk, no story. And then also people like the way people really graduate into really like let's just say you look at your bank account. If you play crypto really safe, you could easily add maybe a 0, maybe a 0.5. But like you risk it all in on one ecosystem, and you're really in that. You could add 3 zeros to the end of that account, right? And but it's a bumpy ride. Like even with like Hex last time, people in Hex didn't really feel it until like we hit about 3 cents. you know, and that was pretty deep into 21.
Yeah.
And it was, oh my God, you know?
Yeah. My answer to that question would just be, I think the second half of this year, people will start to feel a lot wealthy again.
Well, we'll have hits in there in the bidding. Like, wow, I feel really happy right now. You know,
I got a lot of money. Maybe I should take a screenshot. Maybe you should take profits.
Whoa, my meme coin portfolio on Solana hit 100K for the first time. For the first time? You know, whoa, my meme coin portfolio hit 30 grand. This is the most money I've ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, it's always so apparent in the, you know, the thing. And so, oh my God, look at this, Charlie. Jeez. You want to see something funny?
Oh yeah, I know where you're going.
I have a super old banner right here. Look at this.
Oh, I didn't know that's where you're going. Okay, interesting.
Like the hex price is 39% of a penny, 18 cent. That $11,000 Bitcoin, 400 Mana Nano OXT Litecoin.
That's funny. I never saw you have that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I had it for a little. I mean, I bet you I could find the date, but it's I'd always updated for a while, but then eventually I just stopped doing it. But hilarious. Dragos, man. When Moon, Romania in the headlines again.
July to October, baby.
Yeah, that's the big moon. The big moons. We're going to start. Any good books on budgeting and managing my bills? Mike Tyson. I mean,
that's relevant for these days. Like that's the thing. It's like a lot of that information sometimes kind of, what do you call it? Fades out just with you know how much the economy has shifted in terms of, you know, inflation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, even with Dave Ramsey stuff's pretty timeless when it comes to, like, if you're looking TradFi and just general, like, buckle, like put your seat, you know, put your belt buckle on tight and stuff like that. That's pretty decent. But
it's kind of like, what do you call it? Good best practices.
Yeah, good best practices. But like, this is the problem, is like I'm having even with equities, is that things are changing over time, and you know, you have to just stay with the moving markets and stuff to really keep making money. And then from there, you know, like, it's like, I mean, real estate investments is so incredible. It's such an incredible investment, but it's just so boring compared to crypto, right? But it's sort of like when me and Charlie invest into real estate, it's like we're investing into just like a stationary asset thing. But it's a place to kind of park capital and money and just.
There was a meme today I saw on Twitter. It was like, don't buy Bitcoin. I don't buy Bitcoin. I just buy real estate because what do you call it? It's going to be there. And then they showed like the area burned down. I'm like, man, that's brutal. Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah, Jack Napier's right. Poor Richard's Retirement by Aaron Clarey. Yeah, that's another good. Aaron Clarey has Bachelor Pad Economics. I've actually told him I'm trying to talk to him. We want to make an addendum to the book or an extra chapter on crypto for the book because he's missing crypto. Because when he launched it, crypto really wasn't anything really.
Yeah, I know. It took him a little while to finally catch on to crypto too.
Yeah, but crypto's really cool and stuff like that. But Wes Watson's book might be pretty good. That would probably be more inspirational and kind of get your shit together to get, you know, get your bit.
He'll just yell at you and be like, what do you call it? Like, you can't save $100, you fucking make it.
And then, The Richest Man in Babylon's a really good story book. Like, it's a really good kind of like story. Like, you know, the crux of the book's, you know, 10% of your money should be invested into your future instead of yourself. But like, it's a very, very good book, basically. The Book of Numbers. Well, Book of Numbers will just get you a little more depressed. but I like Aaron Clarey's all of his books. His books are really good. But like, the numbers and everything like that. I mean, they'll just show you how you need to get your shit together before the world burns, basically. Yeah. And the last super chat here. Oh, well, there's a little bit more now. Wow. Yeah, Chef Cheetos, are we still going to see multiples on EHEX, Pulse Chain, PHEX, ADA, Cardano? Yeah. Fuck ADA. Pepe. Pepe. I believe so. Yes. Yeah, of course. Pepe should go up. Even Cardano will go up. Illuvium will go up. With Ethereum going up. Yeah, it's just the good news and stuff like that. Now, the thing is like, you also, I mean, if you're starting to feel kind of weird about it, then this is where like you can start looking at like, all right, let me look at what I'm DCing. Am I comfortable with the positions I have? Do I have enough of the coins? Yes. Or wow, I'm still trying to hit a certain level. Okay, then finish that goal. Once you get those goals, then move the DCA to things of like opportunities that the coins are moving in right now. You know, Or you might decide, you know what, I'm over invested in one coin. Let me divest a little bit. I'll still leave like 40% of the coin, move it to something that's I believe can move a little faster, or I'm willing to take some risk on some plays. It's kind of
the market changes. Yep. So you got to adjust.
The sit down, top in 25, more likely in July or August.
Well, we were saying, if I'm going to go with my most likely area, it's July to the end of October. So, but if I'm going to have to choose between those two, I mean, I think that's a little bit too narrow. But one thing that I will say is what's the Pantera Capital, right? One of the longest going hedge funds in crypto. Since the middle of last year, or maybe even the beginning of 2024, they've been aiming for August of this year. So interesting to kind of see their opinion on that. I wonder, we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah.
They're also calling for about $140,000 Bitcoin. But no, they came out with that. No, they came out with that not in 24, actually. No, they came out with that in the summer or spring of 2023, because it was around the same time that I was talking about kind of like where I saw the full market going. Yeah.
With these questions, this is the difficult one. Like, what's a good amount to buy of the Grace currency? Well, it just depends on, if you have $1 million portfolio, like it might be like 5% allocation, be like 50 G's. But for you, like, fuck, 50 G's might be my whole portfolio. Like that's so you have to like decide of like what it is. I mean, usually people like to go to a round number, but it's very hard for us to tell you that because we don't know your portfolio size. And I don't want you to, of course, list out your entire portfolio, but I like it. PGC and all these coins, I think they're looking good.
But it is like a low liquidity coin.
Correct.
Compared to, like a lot of larger cap coins and stuff like that. So, like you play it the same way you would play, a small meme coin. It's like, hey, if it does a lot of X's, I'm going to make a lot of money, right? If it doesn't do anything, I'm not really going to care about it because, most of my money is in the richer hard tokens.
So this is a pretty. Sorry. Shout out to Gearhead, $5 super chat. How low can Sui go extreme realistic before going back to an all-time high? I placed 2 limit orders, but I missed it. I have 1K to 8. Okay.
It's cheap right now. I mean, it's a 458. Its most recent peak has been 536.
Yeah.
So it's not quite down $1 since then. But like if it were to just go back to its 12 EMA, which is like kind of like the 10 moving average, very similar to that price right now is at about $3.95. So if it goes down to like $4, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
If in order for it to like crash though, like below $4, it has to close, I would say below $4.09 or below $4.10. If it could do that on a weekly chart, which would then be below its 12 EMA, then that's where it could drop more significantly. Personally, we'll see how many percentage points I can go down, but then the next area from there is about 338. So somewhere between, I would say, 347. So actually a little bit higher, but around 350 to $4.10, let's say, somewhere in that region is probably a pretty nice deal on Sui, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not dropping. It's not dropping
happen this month.
Yeah, it's not dropping that. Look, if it's dropped that much, if it drops below $4, because right now it's being accumulated. You can tell it should have dropped. Like with how much the market corrected, Sui should be like 380 right now.
Yeah,
and why not? Because people are accumulating it on the low. Yep. That's what they're doing.
And Pulse X has been holding up pretty good too, so which shows that sign. But yeah, we'll see how we get it. But depending on what happens with Bitcoin and how the market goes over the next month or whatever. At the end of February could be a pretty good spot to accumulate.
Bunkai guy. A $5 super chat. Aloha, gents. What's the play for Shadow? Buy it when it first comes out or wait for the new coin to sell off? Thank you very much. If you can catch it when it first launches, I think you'll do okay with it. There's going to be a ton of yield farming opportunities. The yield farms are going to be a glory right now. There's going to be yield farms for goggles and a couple other tokens. All the popular tokens, there's going to be pools for it, as well as stables. So it's the sort of thing you got to figure out their system. Their system is a lot more different than most systems you generally know. There's a little bit more of a risk to it for impermanent loss, but it concentrates. So it's very much like V3 Uniswap, where if the coin goes up or down 15%, you could just you'll stop earning money, and then it'll stop. You get stuck with the impermanent loss, and you got to fix the position. So you're constantly having to fix the position on those things. So it's a much more active yield farm. You can set it to be like very basic, very like out where it's like a 30% move, and you're still making money on stuff, but there's much higher percentage chance to get impermanent loss, but it's going to be very heavily incentivized, and you're going to be able to earn quite a lot of shadow. So the way I personally play it a little bit is like whatever you yield farm, collect it in X shadow over the first day, because the yield's going to be ridiculous. And then if you want liquid, just collect it in shadow the next day, or just convert the shadow you get back into shadow and sell it if you want some, because the supply is going to be low initially. As stuff's getting doled out to people who sacrifice for it, like 1.75 million Phantom was sacrificed basically we're calling it a sacrifice, but like sacrifice basically, that's going to get distributed to people, and but it's all going to be an X shadow, which is locked, that they can unlock for a fee, but so I think the price is generally going to do pretty good for a couple days and then go down. So if you're able to snatch it when it first comes out, even 24 didn't tell me he didn't really know exactly when on the 15th he's launching it, but I'd probably imagine 00 UTC time would be a decent time, but I don't know. He could just decide to launch it at 8 in the morning your time, so you just got to be like ready, basically. So yeah, I think it's a good project.
I'm gonna pop off for just like 30 seconds, but I'll be back.
Yeah, sure. But next we got Ricky Romero, man. I have 11K in stocks, Rumble, Coinbase, MicroStrategy. I want to cash out and move that to crypto. What will give me a 6 to 10x return for this year? I mean, you're not going to get that without risking capital. If you put some into SUI, you put it into like AI plays. You put it into AI plays, so you put some SUI AI, Solana, and then you either go Phantom. I think these coins will be able to, because I'm trying to look for you for coins you can get in really quickly. I think that's a really good play, or you risk a chunk of it into like PulseX or something like that, and I think you do very well. But I would, if you're whatever you're going to buy, I'd buy like 2 to 3 coins basically in the space. Cool. Mike Tyson here. Will Pepe ever hit a penny? A penny's a lot of money, dude. You gotta be careful with those like reaching for like. I mean, if it does, bro, I mean, damn, I'm cooking. But like a penny is 1, 2, 3. It's 10, 20. It's 100x away plus. Yeah, it's
like Doge. How long did Doge take to hit $1? Like several cycles.
Just to hit that, like we'd have to 100x the price, and the 100x from here to hit a penny, and that would put it at $700 billion in market cap. Possible, yeah, it's not zero, but like very, very. I mean, we're hoping for like 100, maybe 130, and like, whoa, we're killing it at 130 billion market cap. It's at a 7 billion market cap. So
nobody ever thought Doge would hit $1, but hey. Yeah. It's a little engine that could just so. I think Pepe will survive multiple cycles.
Yes, me too. So next cycle, yeah, I think it's possible next cycle. Actually, it's not completely like zero. Like it maybe takes 3. Somebody, I think it eventually will get to a penny. But last one's Gearhead. What's a realistic max for LTC? I got in at 60. If it gets the ETF, I mean, it can go to $1,000+. Like that's pretty reasonable. But like, with LTC kind of been in this bear mode for a while. I mean, you're just hoping you'd get like 420 to 680, kind of being the range there for like the top for it and stuff, And probably if you hit anywhere $500, $600 plus on it, take some money off the table, Yeah. Will goggles outperform the most for meme coins right now? It's the only one I'm holding. It's going to perform very well, but it needs the yield farms to go up. And then 2, here's another thing. Right now, a lot of the steam has been stolen by Daniele right now in the ecosystem. So, like, a lot of the money that would be pumping goggles right now is pumping what? Anon, and we're going to make it, basically. But that will change, and then, once we have a proper a proper Sonic season, which I do believe is going to really start up very soon, actually. It was sold off too heavily. This is why, like, it's 71 cents. Very good to buy. I bought it down there at 62 cents. I said I wasn't going to buy anymore, and then I was like, wow, they got me again. I can go buy some more, you know. But like if I was buying Phantom right now, I'd be like saving like 30% of it in S token. The rest of it, I'd just be dumping it into like the alts right now in yield forms, getting ready. But Goggles is going to do well. It's being supported.
Last one, yeah.
Last one, Jelly Smurf. €2. Appreciate the stream. What do you think about Near Protocol?
Yeah, it's a good AI protocol. I mean, they rebranded though to fit AI. They were originally AI, and then they came back to it, which doesn't make it quite as strong as other AI projects. But it's a good protocol, and they have a narrative around that at least. But I do like render and fetch/ASI better.
Yeah, some of the research me and Charlie are doing in the background right now, especially for the courses, is figuring out what is considered a US-based blockchain. Near Protocol, I can tell you, is absolutely a US-based blockchain. So any positive like tax benefits and stuff like that will be Near Protocol will get it, as well as Solana.
Yep.
So under the Trump administration,
unfortunately, Hedera Hashgraph as well.
Yeah, those shocked me a little bit, but hey, H bar for the lose for the
bunch of boomers in Texas.
But that's what it is. So yeah, cool. Could S get back to 50 cents? I mean, if Bitcoin crashed to 80,000, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And then if you want to buy Phantom right now, still and just convert it yourself, buy it on Gemini. The fees, like one thing they do, the scan, it pisses me off, but like they literally sometimes like sell it a penny more expensive, whatever. But like you get the coin. And then you have to wait for them to unlock it for you. Then you send it to an Ethereum wallet to bridge it yourself. And I'll give you guys the official link. You guys should have this already, but I'm gonna give you guys the link to how to convert Ethereum Phantom into Sonic. It's a one-way bridge, though. Remember that. So like, I mean, once you sent it, it's sent. Okay. Here you go. Gala, yeah, Gala's not bad right now. But like I've said, Gala are like these one-shot coins me and Charlie been talking about. Gala, Root, you buy your bag and you're done. Yep. Same thing with Crow Token. We've been saying Crow Token for a long time. Crow Token 2, last, like, you're gonna buy it. Get your bag now. Whatever number is it? 100,000 tokens of Gala? Is it 1 million Gala? Is it 1 million Root? Is it 100,000? You know. I think 100,000 is pretty obtainable for most people for Root and Gala. That's pretty cheap. Get a little bag there, and if it goes to 40 cents, you just pulled off like a nice little. Because 40 cents isn't crazy, right? It's not 80 cents, but like I think 40 cents is obtainable for Gala. I mean, that's a nice little cash out point right there. You know.
Gala's just taking it's a sweet old time.
And then it doesn't, you know. But the God of the Gaps, DC thoughts on Doge, right? Price ranges doing the inauguration. I also hold a virtuals on the Ethereum contract. Should we have it on base? Well, base is where it's at and stuff. But you can, as long as the price is tracking closely, I think it should be fine. Yeah. But I have the base kind. Appreciate you and Charlie. Much respect, definitely. And I hope you're coming to the event, brother. That'd be really nice to meet you. But
yeah. And in terms of like stuff related to Trump memes in coins, and then different government memes like the Department of Government Efficiency and stuff like that. Like when you get a large event like the election or whatever, sometimes it does have a reaction to that, but not always. So
exactly,
because it's like buy the rumor, sell the news, and type of deal.
You also could buy Gemini. You also buy Phantom on Ethereum through CowSwap. But I'd have to find the contract code. I don't have it on hand right now with me, but you could find it. But yeah, I think on the inauguration day it'll be pumping. Anything that's related to like Trump, Elon, and stuff, they're going to be going crazy. I think one of the reasons Doge actually went down a little bit is because Elon and Vivek put their foot in their mouth. You're running for you're trying to help the American people, and then you shit on and you call Americans retarded and stupid and not working hard. I don't know. That's pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. And I think what they're trying to say without saying it was like we can work immigrants harder than we can natural born citizens. And then natural born citizens. I know tons of natural born citizens that work really hard, but you have to incentivize them with money. And like, I don't like that. I don't like giving money away. that's what they're trying to say, without saying it, right? But yeah, I think it'll do well. It could be. I think it pumps nice on the inauguration. Might take some profits there, and then there'll be a point in time once Doge, their actual Doge is enough actually working. We're launching it now, and there's all this publicity. That's when you cash out there, leave 40% of the position, 30%, and then run it into whatever else you like. There. Yeah. Do I see? No, I see it going to zero. Sorry, sir. Zero.
Yeah, 500 minimum.
Yeah, 500 minimum. 700 seems like, yeah, especially if Ethereum finally starts. Once Ethereum's off its off its back and stuff and starts pumping, because there's some upgrades coming for Ethereum this year. Finally, that's good. That's good. But if we look at the main thing, one of the main thing punching backs for Ethereum that I feel like Ethereum takes these punches more than Bitcoin does, but even though Bitcoin really deserves it as well, is that Bitcoin's really, really slow comparatively to crypto. I mean, you've been on Sonic, Charlie. It's like little boom, it's instant.
Yeah, it's the way crypto was meant to be. But yeah, I mean, the crypto is what it's wanted to do versus what it's capable of, and still being decentralized, right? That's been a long road, since 2020, really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 2017, if you want to really count it, but from when we actually had DeFi, it's 4 or 5 years sounds like a short period of time, but I mean, a lot of innovations happened during that period of time.
I would love it if Ethereum. I had a short where I said what's the highest you ever think, Miguel, Ethereum could run to if everything went well and we had fixes to everything. I said 27,000. That would be like the wow, we killed it, right? I really hope at this point it hits 27,000 so I'm a pin on the top of that short. Eat dick, you cocksuckers.
Dude, you know how many negative comments I get in a bunch of the different shorts and clips that we put out or whatever? Because that's where the normies come and they're like, this will never happen. And I'm just like, yeah.
They're just and you can tell they've never been in crypto. They just have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Josie Wales, Moongang, let's fucking go. Hey, dude, thank you so much, brother. Also, yeah, Elon also did. Oh my god, this is so bad on Elon. Elon's a pretty high level Diablo player, and then he got caught. Someone else playing the game for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think leveling and grinding, and then he was playing the main stuff, but
he has some intern on it.
Yeah. And then too, so this also leads to one thing I noticed when he was tweeting all that bad stuff. It looks like to me he had some Indian dude that was running his Twitter account, and the Indian dude got on his feelings and then tweeted stuff for Elon. Yeah, because he started he broke. It was it literally looked like Elon was an Indian dude defending Indian. It was really strange.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of that at the time.
I did. Yeah, there was a couple posts there where he was just going ham.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, what else? I mean, what else? He probably had some Indian guy running his Twitter account. That's exactly what it was.
Hey, you get what you pay for.
You can't run that many companies and do it. I cannot be on Twitter all day and run that many corporate. There's no way, dude. There's no time.
Yeah, of course.
There's no time. So he's just hey, this is how I tweet. Call me and run it by me before you tweet or something like that. And then, of course, I mean, if you look at the picture of current Twitter, even though I approve of it, right? He fired all these fucking girls, all these women and fucking simps off of that. But if you look at the team, it was one Asian girl and it was all Indians and Asians. Bro,
No.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, North Jefferson. Kraken will let me buy Phantom. Gemini only has BTC at the weird. What can else? You can buy it on Gemini. You absolutely could search it. Unless you're in there's some stipulations if you're in New York, which sucks. But Gemini works in New York, but it may not offer all the coins in New York. But you can buy Phantom. That Phantom is Phantom on Ethereum on Gemini. Kraken's doing the merger right now, so very soon. This is what they're waiting on, from what I've heard. In the next day or two, money from the foundation is going to start flowing into stables. That'll make sure the liquidity is thick enough, so then traders can buy Sonic and trade back into stables, basically. So they're waiting for that. So, yeah. And if you do buy an Ethereum version of Phantom to convert into Sonic, here's the link to where to convert it. Put it. Any update on the case? No. If it's going to get dismissed, it'll get dismissed either and then a little bit after Trump's inauguration, or by the end of March, pretty much. Cool. Yeah.
We got him.
I think we got him, man. Yeah. Now, gun to my head. If where's the latest the whole thing could top out of? If we got like money printing going crazy and everything like that, and rates coming down like significantly, because I think the Fed's lying. The Fed's lying that they're only going to drop it by 50 basis points for this year. I think that's an absolute lie with how weak the economy. You've just had 2 hurricanes hit Florida, and then you've had like like let me put it in my local area, right? Like it would have burned my hometown all the way to the next town over, all the way to. I mean, it's just this massive area. Like it would have burned basically like a good quarter of the Central Coast down. That's how much of LA was burned down, and it's still burning right now.
Crazy.
Malibu's about to get touched right now. Malibu's.
Damn.
Yeah. The funny conspiracy theory is like right now all the pedo houses are being burned down with all the. But can you imagine all the private keys that have been lost now, Charlie? Can you imagine? There has to be. There's no way there's not $1 million.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's bullish, but not. It's horrible, but like kind of bullish, but like it's terrible. But like, yeah.
All right.
Cool, you guys, man. Yeah, don't be simps, you guys. Get shit's about to pump, man. I actually think the market's kind of undervaluing how bullish. I really like. I don't mean Charlie. This is the only thing we kind of argued on a little bit. Was like, I don't think it's very priced in. Like how like I mean, maybe like the market seems so bearish to me right now with like how. With how close Trump is to taking over in like 8 days, it's 8 days away. It's a week. It's a week and a day. That's it.
It's mostly for me. It's mostly just the current administration.
Yes,
trying to throw as many monkey wrenches in the system as possible. So it's like, how much can we screw this thing up before we leave? Like that's what it seems like. Yeah.
There was an article about a guy with 100 Bitcoin in the Palisades that had his key on pay. Yes, steel plates. It's a pain in the ass, though. But yes, steel plates. This is why, like, you try to steel plate the main big stuff, right? But yeah, didn't Milo already get burnt? No, it's getting burnt. The edges are getting burnt. It's going into Malibu right now. Already. Let's see. It's yes. I just bought Phantom on Gemini. I must convert it to Sonic in order to see. Yes, because once it's past March, the prices are going to go like this. Phantom on Ethereum and Phantom are going to crash in price tremendously. Because we're really no longer going to support them with like incentives and stuff. So like the entire chain and money, everything is going to Sonic. So be careful. So I would convert it. Yeah. So yeah, man. Can't wait to see you guys. So Charlie, when's your next stream?
On Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, following a good Vikings beatdown of the Rams in Phoenix, Arizona, baby.
Oh my god.
Skull.
All right, I got one question because I have you brought him up. What are the chances? What's at least playing the Super Bowl? What are the chances right now?
So as it stands right now, I think our chance at I can't remember if it's getting to the Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl. I think it's winning the Super. Maybe winning is like 10%.
Okay.
We were 20% before we lost to Detroit the last week of the year. I think Detroit is still 20% chance right now, but what do you call it? If we beat the Rams on Monday, so it'll be Monday night, basically tomorrow night. If we beat the Rams, we play. I think we play in. Do we play in Philly or does? Yeah. Because I think the Rams, because Washington won, so I think not the Rams. Detroit plays Washington, and we would play Philly. And that's the challenge for the Vikings is like I think the Rams we lost to them earlier this year, but I think we could beat them this time around or whatever. But the real challenge will be, I think, going into Philly, going into Detroit for the NFC Championship, and then then playing against Kansas City probably or the Bills in the Super Bowl. Ravens maybe, but I'm not as convinced. But yeah, so we'll kind of see how it all plays out. But tomorrow night should be a fun one. And they had to move it from LA all the way to Arizona just because of all the fires and stuff.
I kind of hope they do go to the Super Bowl, but then I will completely lose contact with Charlie for 4 or 5 days. So
maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, like if they go to the Super Bowl, I'm going to New Orleans.
Have you seen Charlie? I'm gonna have like a poster. Have you seen Charlie?
Because it'd be right after, right before the next. It'd be like right as we're like after the enrollment for the crypto mindset course before the beginning of going into it. I'd be like, sorry guys, peace. But like.
I'm gonna come into suit. I want to deeply apologize to the congregation of Citadel of Crypto Mindset Q1, but the Rams are in the Super. I mean, not the Rams. I'm sorry. The Vikings are in the Super Bowl. I do not know his location right now.
got all the beads over there in New Orleans. Let's go.
All right, last one right here, man. Hey, I just want to thank you guys for all you do. You guys are doing God's work with all the sauce you're providing. F being a brokey. Perfect, you guys. So tomorrow I'll have a stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, then Wednesday, then Saturday, you guys.
Nice.
So, yeah, actually this weekend, yeah, I mean, the event and stuff. So we'll try to get a stream out for you guys, but the next stream might not be until Wednesday, possibly. Until Sunday for Moongang. We may have to move that to Monday, possibly, depending on.
Yeah, I'll be only doing Tuesday, Wednesday stream, and then Thursday, Friday. I won't be because of obviously we'll have the crypto mindset meetup. Come
fun with us, you guys, man. I mean, fucking Spirit's going broke, so they're selling those tickets cheap right now. You can come to Vegas, even if you're going to come for a day. Come for the day, man. It'd be really fun. What's $400? $100 for a plane ticket. Yeah, you might walk out with Vegas with more money than you started. Hey, crazy things have happened. With that, man, thank you so much for joining us, you guys. Here's the link, man. NoMorePoor.com. Join the Citadel. Get in the Crypto Mindset Meetup. Let's have a ball, man. Peace.
You buy this for $39.99. Guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby. You're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99. That's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move. I act quick. I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com. Boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
You didn't have to cut me off.